The Nebraska Department of Motor Vehicles offices provide a unique, legal vantage point for citizens to observe the realities of immigration in the state. At any DMV location, particularly in urban centers like Omaha and Lincoln, visitors often encounter a significant number of non-English-speaking individuals processing applications for driver's licenses or state identification cards. These applicants, who must present federal paperwork proving lawful status such as Form I-94 for parolees or Form I-766 for asylees, represent lawful non-citizens who have navigated federal immigration processes to reach Nebraska. Undocumented individuals cannot obtain credentials, as NRS 60-484.04 requires say verification, but fraud in federal paperwork can slip through, allowing some ineligible applicants to proceed. The DMV serves as a key juncture where temporary federal status transforms into practical privileges, making it a bottleneck in the immigration pipeline. Citizens who visit these offices during regular hours can see firsthand the volume of such applicants, many of whom arrive with assistance from immigrant services organizations that prepare them for the process, including providing shelter letters or affidavits as proof of address. Citizens can lawfully visit DMV offices during business hours to observe operations without interference. Nebraska law permits public access to state facilities, but observers must remain respectful, avoid confronting applicants or employees, and not disrupt business. Recording is allowed in public areas under Nebraska's one-party consent statute, NRS 86-290, but privacy rules prohibit capturing sensitive documents. This observation reveals the time and resource demands placed on DMV staff, as non-English speakers require language line interpreters or multilingual tablets for intake, extending processing times for all patrons. Applications involving complex federal documents often involve additional verification steps, contributing to longer wait times that average 45 to 60 minutes in busy offices. In many locations, non-English speaking applicants form the majority of the queue, as they need extra time for translation and document review, leading to frustration among citizens who face delays in their own transactions. The costs associated with this process extend beyond operational hassles. Lawful non-citizens and parolees, once credentialed, gain access to driving privileges that increase insurance rates and road maintenance burdens funded by taxpayers. Safety issues arise when applicants pass written tests in non-English languages, receiving Restriction Code 9, which requires an English-reading companion but is rarely enforced. Nebraska roadways use English-only signage per the Federal Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, yet the DMV director's rules allow interpreters during road tests and non-English written exams, potentially placing drivers on highways who cannot independently read, stop, or yield. This policy, delegated to the director under NRS 60-4111, has drawn criticism for prioritizing access over safety, as non-English speakers may not comprehend dynamic road conditions. The overall economic impact includes billions in indirect costs from child-only TNF and SNAP benefits, emergency Medicaid, and NGO grants that support these individuals during their integration. Fraud compounds these problems. Parolees enter through sponsor declarations on Form I-134A, where sponsors, often other non-citizens, falsely attest to financial support, enabling entry without burden on public resources. Document forgery, such as counterfeit I-94s or altered I-766 cards, can pass initial save checks due to federal backlogs. Identity theft allows non-citizens to assume U.S. citizen details for applications, while marriage fraud secures status upgrades. These schemes, documented in USCIS audits, allow access to child-only TNF and SNAP benefits, emergency Medicaid, and NGO grants that total billions annually in indirect costs to taxpayers. In Nebraska, the DMV's reliance on federal verification without additional state-level scrutiny exacerbates the risk, as fraudulent federal paperwork can lead to invalid credentials that are difficult to revoke promptly. Citizens face unfairness in this system. Lifelong Nebraskans must provide birth certificates and address proofs for credentials, yet receive no additional privileges for their citizenship, while non-citizens gain driving and identification with federal paperwork alone. This disparity burdens taxpayers with higher welfare costs, road safety risks, and DMV inefficiencies without corresponding contributions from recent arrivals. The DMV experience itself becomes more burdensome as citizens endure longer waits due to the extra time needed for interpreters, complex paperwork, and verification for non-English speaking applicants. Reform lies within state control. The legislature can amend NRS 60 to 484.04 to exclude parole-based documents or require English-only testing. The governor can issue orders suspending non-citizen applications or directing the DMV director to revise rules. The director, appointed by the governor, can implement changes through Title 247 of the Administrative Code, such as ending interpreters or adding FBI checks. Citizens can petition the director for rulemaking hearings or contact senators to introduce bills. The DMV's role as the credential gate makes it the state's most direct lever to reduce migration by denying IDs, encouraging non-citizens to relocate to permissive states. By focusing on this bottleneck, Nebraskans can reclaim control over immigration impacts in their communities, ensuring resources prioritize citizens and safety standards remain rigorous.